Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Bhumika. I make YouTube vlogs about my life. I like filming, I like planning, I like vlogging. So this is like my happy space or my safe space where I like sharing my life. As you guys can probably guess by the title of the video, this video is going to be all about my 2024 plan with me. So as I have hinted before in my previous vlogs, is that I'm going to share my planning routine and how my planning has changed over the course of last few years. I used to be a planner or like a pen paper planner. I think in the past year or more in 2023 I started using Notion. I started planning my life on digital platforms like Notion and Google calendars and everything, and I think this has changed my life. Even though I'm still not a Notion girly, I still use Notion exclusively, but I wouldn't plan my life on Notion because I just feel like that's too much work. This is my first time jumping into a totally digital planning routine. I've never done this. I've always been like a bullet journal planner or like a physical planner, but I'm very excited for 2024, as you can guess, and I have so many goals, I have so many plans for 2024 that makes me just so excited for the new year. And I'm somebody who does not really set resolutions in the new year because I feel like resolutions are you're setting up yourself for failure, because I feel like resolutions are supposed to fall out at some point of time because they're very vague in nature, and I am more towards setting intentions, setting visions, and setting goals for the new year and planning those strategically rather than just setting up random resolutions which I'm sure fall apart by January itself. But anyways, that was the whole intro about my planning. So I bought this planner, this 2024 planner from the Work Life. I will link everything down below if you guys want to plan with me. It's a little bit expensive, but it's very thorough, which I liked, and that is the reason why I downloaded this or bought this. But you can use anything. There are so many on Etsy that are more specific to you. Maybe you're a student, maybe you're a mom, or whatever you want the focus to be on. You can buy your planners accordingly, but this planner really stood out to me, and this was the planner that really pushed me into digital planning. So I have my iPad, I have my pencil, and I'm just going to start browsing through the planner. So this is the first page, and then the second page is 2024 weekly productivity planner in my productivity era. So I'm just going to write my name. I did fill up some of the planner content. Not going to write my contact info. Okay, so let's start with the 2023 reflections. So this I've already filled out, but I'm quickly going to go through it because I think it's important to have like a reflection of the previous year before you start planning your next year, because it's very important to see how your year went, what went well, what did not work well, assess yourself, and then move on to your goals for the next year. So let's start with 2023 reflection, and I'm just going to start with 2023 review. So did I achieve my goals? Why or why not? I did achieve some of my goals, and some were left out due to poor planning and also lack of time. I didn't have enough time to work on each and every one of my goals. What ways did I change from the start of 2023 to the end of 2023? So I feel like in the start of 2023, I was very uncertain about my future. I had like mix of emotions, and everything around me was very much confusing at that time, and I felt a little bit lost because I was engaged, I was going to start planning my wedding, and then I was living far away from my friends, my family, my fiance. So I had like these mixture of emotions going on, and I also had lost a family member at that time when the year started. So I feel like I had like a lot of mixed heavy emotions going through me. And how do I end 2023 is I feel very confident, I feel very comfortable in my life. I feel like I have achieved so much, and I feel motivated to achieve even more. So I feel like I feel very content with my life right now. I think that is something that I would want to add. Content. And then also I'm more focused on my goals this year in comparison to last year when I was more lost. and still figuring it out and not knowing what is going on. I am most proud of myself for, I think the most proud I am is for staying calm and being more present in the situation. As probably know, I am a planner. I like to think ahead. I like to overthink sometimes. And I feel like this year I was really able to stay calm even in the situations where a panic attack would have made more sense. I feel like I was calm in those situations, which is something that I'm proud of. My top 3 highlights from 2023: planning my wedding, following my routines. I feel like I was way better in setting up like an evening routine or a weekend or a Sunday routine than I was before. And then I published 2 papers, which was also something that was a highlight for me. I finally published all my PhD papers, which is great for me. 3 things I'm ready to leave in 2023. I am ready to leave overthinking in 2023. I feel like this is something that I have been working on, but not very intentionally. I feel like I need to stop overthinking each and every scenario in my life. People pleasing, yeah, this is also something that I want to change about myself. I just need to make peace with like not everyone is going to like you, and that should be fine. Like, I don't know, you guys get the gist, right? And then the last thing that I'm ready to leave in 2023 is laziness. I can be a little bit lazy sometimes, not working and just lying down and then just not waking up. I've been more horizontal than vertical in last year. I feel like that is something that I can change. If I had to describe 2023 in one sentence, it would be, I think 2023 was the most well-balanced year of my life. I feel like I was able to achieve so much in this one year, on a personal front, on a professional front, like career-wise, and also building up new relationships, friendships, travel, and spending time with myself, spending time with my family, my husband or then fiance, my sister. I feel like it's been a very balanced year in all aspects, which is almost like the best year for me, to be very honest. One thing I'm most grateful for that happened in 2023 is, the first thing that came to my mind was my sister and my parents, because I feel like we had a really nice time bonding. I feel like this needs no explanation, but yeah, I'm just very grateful. My greatest lesson from 2023 was that sometimes going with the flow is the best option that you can have. And then this is like my self-assessment in different areas of my life: career, finances, relationship, family, fun and passion, health, self-development, and spirituality. I feel like I lagged the most in health and spirituality, and that is something that I'm going to work on in this year. My first focus is going to be my career, because I feel like even though I did had a decent run in my career, but I feel like most of my goals were more focused on my personal life. My wedding and everything took more of my mental space than my career, which is fine. That's what was required. But now I'm back to be more focused on my career. And then my finances, I wouldn't say that my finances were not my focus in 2023. They were, but I feel like I need to be more organized towards my finances. And then my passion, YouTube, I'm still going to pursue YouTube, and spirituality is also something that I want to touch on. I don't know how much I will share, because it's still a very sensitive topic for people and can be triggering for a lot of people. Just to finish reflecting on 2023, this is like a very fun page to have. It's called 2023 faves. So they're going to ask what all things you have really enjoyed in 2023. So the first one is movie. I don't think I really watched any movie in 2023. I just watched I didn't watch Barbie, I didn't watch Oppenheimer for some reason, so I don't really know which one was the best movie I watched in 2023. The only movie I watched was Rocky Rani Ki Kahani, which I don't think was my favorite. So yeah, I don't know which one was my favorite. But the favorite show for 2023 was Ted Lasso. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and that has been like one of my top favorite shows after Friends and Schitt's Creek. And the favorite book would be Lessons in Chemistry. I read that just before leaving for India, and I feel like that book was so powerful in terms of being a woman, in terms of being a scientist in this community. Then podcast, I don't really listen to any podcasts, so sadly I don't have a podcast recommendation for this year. My favorite product, I don't know if that counts, but yeah, maybe my Kindle has been my favorite product because I've used it extensively this year, much more than I would have thought of using it. So maybe my Kindle, but I can't really put a finger down which one has been like my favorite product. My favorite purchase has been my MacBook Pro. I bought a new MacBook Pro this year. Also my phone, I think, has been also one of my favorite purchases, but that's just an upgrade to an 15 Pro Max. So yeah, definitely my MacBook has been my favorite purchase. And then experience, my favorite experience has been my solo birthday trip that I took in April. I have the vlogs. And then my bachelorette trip that I took to Cancun in Mexico with my friends was really memorable and such a fun time. And then my wedding was also one of my favorite experiences, obviously. I don't really have a favorite brand this year, and I also don't have like a favorite food. I don't know. I just get so confused thinking about it. Like, I don't know what my favorite food is. Like, I don't consider myself a foodie, but I enjoy most of the food that I eat, so I don't think I have like a favorite one. My favorite memory is everything about my wedding is my favorite memory from 2023, like the pre-wedding functions, the pre-planning the wedding, and the wedding itself. Everything is like one of my core memories now, and it's like one of the most happy memories of my life. Let's start with 2024 vision. Okay, you guys, this feels so unreal. So this has like a vision board that I'm going to make in a while. I'm not going to make my vision board right now. I'm going to write my goals in my dashboard, major goals that I need to be working on in this year. This year's mantra is going to be, I think it's going to be discipline for this year. And then these are like a bunch of goals that I want to set up this year. I'm not going to write like all of my goals here because I definitely have a lot more goals to work on, and some of them are a little bit more private and involve other person. So I wouldn't be comfortable sharing those goals out with the world or whoever watches my video, but I'm still going to write some of my goals to share with you guys. Goal number 1 is to new job or a promotion. I've been in this job for almost 2 years now, and I would want to work on like, new things. My second goal is to publish 2 papers from postdoc. And then goal number 3 is I really want to move in with Pranav, or me and Pranav would want to figure out a situation where we are able to live together, or at least close by from each other, because right now he's on the west coast and I'm on the east coast, which is honestly not an ideal situation. So I would like to move in with my husband or live at least close by with my husband. So that is going to be my goal for this year as well. So these 3 were like more like personal goals, or like more job related goals. Goal number 4 is to buy a new car. Again, this goal is kind of dependent on my job and moving in with Pranav and living together so that we can buy a car. But anyways, I'm writing it down because I don't have a car right now, because it just doesn't make sense to have a car in Boston. It is very, very expensive, and then driving is super crazy. But if I move to a new place, or if I find another job, I would want to buy a car, and for that I need to save some money for it and just figure out the financial situation and then buy a car. And then goal number 5 is like my financial goal is to save $15,000 in my high yield savings account and invest more money in like mutual funds and stocks and all those things. Plan our honeymoon in summer, so we still have to plan our honeymoon, decide where we are going, decide where to go, book flights, book tickets, and decide each other's schedule and all those things. So yeah, that's also one of my goals. It's a fun goal. It's not like something that has to be very extravagant, but yeah, something. And then my goal number 7 is renew my license and passport. So yeah, my passport is going to expire this next year and I need to renew my license and also renew my passport. Read 5 books. It can be fiction or non-fiction, it really depends. And read a spiritual scripture. So I really want to read like a holy scripture, maybe Bhagavad Gita, maybe Quran Sharif or whatever it is. I just want to read or listen to some sort of scripture, And then goal number 9 is post 20 videos on YouTube. And then there is a goal planner in here where you can break down each and every category and add all the details. For example, the first one was new job. So maybe I can write the resources that I'm planning to look for, like LinkedIn. And then this category is obviously professional. And then the action plan is what timeline I'm thinking. So maybe I'll start apply in maybe mid-March or April. And then, finalizing a job by the end of June. Similarly, if I have my goal number 4 is to buy a car. So this is going to be buy a car. And then the category is personal finances, and the resources could be I start researching what kind of car I want. Do I want a sedan or SUV? And then I can write how much does it cost, and then maybe I can start saving $500 in savings account for down payment. I can set up other things to get my 2 papers published, how I can do that, and to plan our honeymoon, go, and what all things I'm planning to do. I'm just going to write it and be more detailed about my goals. And then this is called letters to myself that I can read on 31st December 2024. So this I'm going to do alone. I don't feel comfortable writing and sharing because I can be more vulnerable if I know nobody's going to read it. And this is something that I can kind of use it as a journal entry. So yeah, I'm going to take my sweet time to write myself a letter. But I think this is a very fun activity to do. Even if you don't buy this planner, you can just grab a notebook and write a letter to yourself, or maybe write an email to yourself, and then you can schedule it to be delivered next year on 31st December. Then I have these 2024 rules, which are more like intentions for 2024. So let's start by be kind and think before speaking. So that is something that I want to be working on. More intentions in what I speak, how I speak, and not to hurt anyone intentionally. Second one is unplug from social media. I want to have more weekends where I don't use any social media, more detox weekends without social media, and be more present with myself. Be a good listener. The next one is progress over perfection. I feel like sometimes I'm just too in my head about being perfect that I forget that even if it's not perfect, it's still something, right? So yeah, that is something that I want to set my mindset, that it's okay to not be perfect, but just not overthinking the process and then more doing than just thinking. So that is something that are my intentions. I just said these 4 intentions, but I think these are pretty powerful intentions and I don't need to fill everything. I don't have any intentions for now to add, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then if I find something later on that I want to add, I can always go back and write those 2024 lists. And then I have my bucket lists, activities that I want to do. I haven't really made my lists for the year, but this is something that I'm definitely going to work on. One of the bucket list activities that comes to my mind, the first thing I want to do is visit Canada and go to Banff. So that is something that I would want to add to my bucket list, and then once it's completed, I will just write completed. The next one is the page that I made. This is called 2024 video ideas. Some videos that I want to upload on YouTube, like maybe my budget planning. And then I also want to film like my paycheck, how much I spend in a week. So I feel like having a running list of things that I want to do is more accessible and more convenient for me, rather than just just writing it everywhere and then not even remembering what I wrote. And then I have my reading list, some of the readings that I want to get done this year. And as you can see, this is my reading list. You can take a screenshot, but I'm not going to talk about it. And then what all things I want to watch in 2024, and then 2024 wish list. If there is something that I want to buy, how much is it for, and if it's worth it, if it's not worth it. I think this is a great idea to write, instead of just adding things to cart and then just buying it without any thought process. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's on my wish list right now, which I will buy, but I need to budget for it first because it's quite expensive. So that is everything I had. Then this has important dates and birthdays if you have any, and then this is like a calendar view, January brain dump. Then this has like these January brain dump. If there's something that you're working on in January, if there is a video idea or something that you want to work on, something that has been going on in your mind, you can just literally dump it right here. And then they also have these calendar view where you can write if you have an appointment or a meeting. And then you have monthly goals if you have like a goal for January. Like for me, one of the goals that I have for January is to finish yoga with Adrian, new yoga workouts every single day for you to do for the month of January. And she's been doing this for a long time, and I think I've done it before, but I've never done it in January. I always somehow forget because I'm most of the time traveling, and I'm in India for most of my travel in January. So this year, since I'm not going to be in India, I'm going to do this challenge. Just do this month. If there's something, maybe I want to visit a new cafe. Then they have like, if you want to write like a wake up routine or a wind down routine, you can do that as well. And then weekly dashboard, you can write all your to-dos for the week, and then what all you're planning to meal prep, self-care, exercise, and then habit trackers if you want to like have a proper habit tracker. And then these are like the day-wise breakdown. So I feel like this is pretty good for planning. Everything left is to make my vision board, which I'm going to do right now on my computer, and then I'm just going to copy the image in this planner. So let's do my vision board. I am going to make my vision board. So to make my vision board, I literally go to Notion, and I have these 24 goals that I've set up for 2024, and I've written everything that I want to achieve, like a mini breakdowns of my bigger goals that I shared with you guys. As you can see on the screen, this is my goals that I have set up for myself, and I'm just going to use Pinterest like I have before to save each of these goals and have like a much better breakdown of my goals. And then I have this board called vision board in my Pinterest that I use to make my vision boards for each year. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to download pictures. I like my goals to be very specific, manifest and vision my goals exactly. So this is what I do. For example, like I said, I want to visit Banff, and this is an image of Moraine Lake in Banff. So I just took a picture of that. And like I said, I want to stop overthinking, and this is a picture.
There's a little bit of country in all of us. She's writing down lyrics in the back of her truck. Something about finding another way to go home.
So yeah guys, this was all about it. I hope you liked the video. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and if there's something that you are also working on for your 2024 goals, and if you would like to share it, please leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video super soon. Bye.